Hello, everyone. It's nice to be back. It's nice for YouTube to be working for me and being able to stream. It's the last day of the year. I've survived another year, barring something very tragic happening in the next, 5 hours of my life. I have survived another year. And I know some of you are already in 2021. Please tell me it's nice there. Uh... Oh, hey, Shaz. It's good to see you. It's good to see Skepsis. I'll admit, when I said, hey, everyone's starting in 4 minutes, and I didn't see the eyes yet, I was a little upset. I thought Skepsis might miss me. Doing my monster capture in the Cavern of the Stolen Faith. We'll see how that goes for you. Oh. So it's been a while. A little bit. So, what we're going to do today, first of all, let me close out the sound test, because I always start with the sound test on. This is how I actually do the loot on the beginning. I don't bother to open them anywhere else. We're going to start in the character generator today, because... Here. Okay. So, one of the things we're doing right now, we have the sales going on, both on Steam and on our own shop. But we also have the original character contest, and you know what? I thought I should... We did this stream on Sunday with Studio Blue, and them talking about how they design characters, and I'm like, I should do one on how I design characters, and how I write characters, because it's a little bit different. They have a very structured way, and mine is a little more loose, I think. And I think different things than they do, or at least what they talked about. So I was like, I don't need any more characters for my game as far as playable characters, but I'm gonna do an NPC. And so this NPC, I really love symmetry in games, by the way. And if you noticed from my playable characters, I have fire, water, wind, earth as my playable characters, and then my villain, who is supposed to be the 5th great legendary hero, is Shadow. And I'm like, well, I need someone who existed back then who was light. So we're gonna go with light, and I have no idea what I'm gonna do with this character, so we're gonna do everything kind of on the fly. Also, this probably will not be the longest stream, just because it's New Year's Eve. Everyone's got stuff. No, we don't have stuff to do. We're all in quarantine. But I was gonna do some stuff with my family after this, so I'm probably gonna be maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours. But we'll see. So, like I said, I have no idea what I'm going to do with this character yet. I don't know, male, female. So, what do you guys think? I kind of like keeping a balance. And since we have 2 male, 2 female playable characters, and our villain is male, I kind of want to go with female, maybe. And let's see, hair. So they're light. So let's get that in the hair. Let's give them white hair. I'm gonna do broad strokes first and then move downwards in the generator. I haven't bothered. I'm gonna take off the front hair. Oh, that looks horrible without front hair. I really don't like that look on the front. It's too rounded. It is really designed for front hair to go with it. So this is gonna be Hey T, how are you doing today? On this, the last day of our year. Hoping for a good 2021. I have not had the worst 2020, but it's not been great. But I know a lot of people worse off than me, obviously. I work from home, I still have a good job, so. Let's see. I'm making a light-based character. So this is someone who's not going to exist in the current time. Mainly, I'm going to use this NPC as a way to talk about what happened way back then. So, a lot of what you encounter with this NPC isn't going to be them existing. It maybe they show up in flashbacks or stuff like that. So they'll exist in flashbacks, but mostly it's gonna be written stuff that you find from them. Like I said, I enjoy symmetry, so we're gonna go with light. I don't know what kind of weapon they use. We'll probably figure that out as we go along. Yep, gonna do like an NPC. You know what? I don't have any elves in my game. Maybe let's throw an elf in there, because this is like from the old fantasy world that they used to be. Let's see, elves. I usually try to give elves more angly eyes, though. The problem with like super anime eyes, because I'm thinking of when I'm using like the character generator in like say Skyrim or something, is that anime eyes that are more angly just look really either sassy or angry. That one's a little sassy. That one's sassy. That one's got some anger to it. And I'm not sure I want to do... So I'm gonna do this one. So one of the things, talking about how I do things a little bit different. I think I touched on it a little bit when Studio Blue was doing their stream on how I create characters differently. When I look at a character, the first things I think about are actually what, you know, actually that little braid on the front works. I think. Excuse me while I don't finish sentences. There are several people who get really mad at me about not finishing sentences. So, I always think of when I'm creating a character, it's about their journey. I want to look at what is the development I want for that character. And yeah, sometimes I like work on a little more of who they are first and kind of back and forth. But I think that a focus on... I like that hair. Has almost like a... Or that one. That one's good. Yeah, I'm trying... let's see. It's BG. The fact that you have a different name on YouTube always throws me a bit. Though, to be fair, my actual name on YouTube is just my real name. So I know it throws people a little bit when I use it. On like, I know I've jumped into some of the Driftwood streams with my real name. And it is good to see a lot of people that I actually have interacted with over the years. That chin's a bit much. I think being like Elfie, you need like a more... That one. It's very angular, it's very small and petite. And anime elves generally tend to have that look. I'm almost tempted to go with like a darker skin tone. I will say I don't know why, but I just really like the looks of characters with like dark skin tones and really white hair. Like that's why Eric is one of my favorite default protagonists from RPG Maker. And he's also forgotten about. Eric gets forgotten about, but I think he was such a good design. In general, like, I'm trying to figure out why they, unlike the other ones, are not actually, you know, part of the cycle of reincarnation. And so that'd probably be part of the whole thing of talking about their journey and who they were and how they change. And being that's how I tend to look at characters and how to design characters, is thinking about how they change from beginning to end of their story. And though this character's story has conceivably ended before we even start the game, I still feel like it's important because we're going to be experiencing bits and pieces of it as we flash back to the past. And yeah, this is my normal way of doing character generator with stuff like this is just to flip through them until I find one that feels right. I kind of like this one, the little smallmouth. I don't know why. It's like everything. She's getting like a lot of attitude look, and I kind of like that. Yeah, sass. Sass is what she needs, clearly. I don't think I want any like of the facial marks. Any I just gotta do with that one. Yeah, let's go with that. And it's always weird when characters have two sets of ears, both beast style ears and then like human or elf style ears. It's creepy and should not be done. Unless they're like wearing a pair of like something. That's different. So what do people think? What kind of weapon does this character use, you think? So we already have sword, fists, bow and arrow, and daggers and book. We're gonna do this thing where I turn my microphone so I can look ever so closely at the four-ear beasts. Please do not. They upset me. It's just upsetting. I don't know whether like this feels like a wizardy type character or something else. Okay, let's avoid the modern-y looking stuff because it's like the fantasy era. Hate eyes. Please no. My problem is that like my vision, guys, I have got to get glasses. When I'm looking at stuff this close, I have to sit so much like I'm like right on my screen to try to figure out like what the design of these different outfits look like. I'm sure I even sound different in the microphone from when I lean forward. I really think I like this. Go with the colors some. What's the main color? That's the. Let's make it lighter. What's the first subcolor? That's the. And what's this color? Not that blue. The pink I'm not really fond of. Could go with like a. I wish I could get this this even whiter. I mean, I could if I edited it. Probably be what I add. And yeah, let's go with the staff. Yeah, you with the 48 by 48, like, and I'm looking at the like the battler too, which is a bit bigger. All right, cloak. I don't think a cloak. Maybe like a short cape. Nah, I like the way that looks without it. That's actually a good touch. Like the little I don't know what that's called. I'm sure it has a name and my brain just doesn't know what it is. And I don't think it needs any kind of head dress thingy. The little glasses always crack me up. I don't know why. Yeah, glasses don't really go. Let's look at some things I didn't look at before, like eyebrows. You can't really see the eyebrows that much, but still worth looking at. Like with again, it's the whole thing of doing elf, so you want like really, I want angles. I also, because her bangs are so low, lower some of that. And then let's grab that accessory and lower it maybe just a little bit. I like being able to adjust these just a hair. And that facial mark. Bring it in a little bit. Yeah, I like the little bit of attitude on this character. I'm still not in. I once again, as I said what I was doing, I'm like, okay, I don't entirely know what I'm doing with this character quite yet, as far as personality. Or this is actually not normally how I do it. Normally, I start with a concept of who they are, and then we start working on the looks of them later. But I have not really played with the character generator as much as I probably should have, so I wanted to do that first. So this person, let's see. Let's do like let's just do character. Let's see. A light staff. And exported it. Tools. Game, that's why. Images, faces. Let's put this on here. Now we have the character. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. I think I'll zoom out. We can see a little more at a time. I cannot. What are you trying to do? All right. Let me. Slightly bigger. I agree that she looks like, okay, so personality. Let's just grab some personality traits. She does look serious. Maybe sass. So maybe like, okay, so here's the thing I was talking about, how like what I like to focus on is like the journey that they take over the course of their story, even though their character story, all it happens long before is I think they'll start, they join together as a team and do all that stuff, and like they start with starts, and if you can hear my keyboard, I know it's very loud. Alright, see, at start, dislikes other party members, finds them boorish. Thank you for correcting my spelling there, Microsoft Word. Boorish, let's see what other words. The whole thing of just finding them just not okay, grows to like the other characters. And softens. So that's the journey of the character, which is yeah, I have a mechanical keyboard and I really do like the clicky clacky, but my wife does not, and we share an office, and she says that it annoys the crap out of her, so that's fun. But so like that's kind of the journey of the character. It's a lot less detailed than say the journey of my other characters, but I always want to focus on that because I think that gives you a direction when you start writing them in a scene. Because when you're writing a character in a scene, there's a lot of things to keep in mind. Of course, you keep in mind their personality and their background and what they would know and what they don't know. But if you start out with some kind of journey that they're having in your head, some kind of progression that they're going to make, you can just make sure that when you're doing dialogue that you're driving them towards that point, or that you're inserting parts of story that drive them towards what you want them to change. So I guess that's like a really big thing to me. Like a lot of the stuff that all the other stuff to me like fills in when you start working on the journey. So let's see, background. Let's say noble elf princess. She looks like the type to be a noble elf princess. Strong magic user. Let's do element. Light. Weapon. Because all my other characters are written like this too, with their element and weapon. I just really like having a mechanical keyboard. It was a little expensive, but it just feels so nice after you get used to it. Even though, like I said, other people in my house don't necessarily like the clicky clacky. My wife is shaking her head at me right now. Okay, let's see. Sorry, I still have a little bit of a cough. I got better and then got sick again. This year, like the end of this year has been just like the most bad. Let's see. My keyboard is one of the Logitech G series keyboard, the G910, and I have the newer version of their switches, which are a proprietary switch that Logitech uses. And I like them quite a bit. The first set that they used in this keyboard, the original Logitech G19, had slightly different ones that felt spongy, but the newer ones they have for it are much nicer feeling. Let's see. Initially, okay, so that's not where I need to put that. I guess it is in the journey too. So like I wanted to talk about like another thing to do when I talk about characters, because I'm trying to like talk about things that I felt like Studio Blue didn't talk about in their Sunday stream, which is fine that they focused on what they did, but I'm focusing on parts of like. So another thing I like to do is focus on what their relationships are like with specific other characters, because how a character interacts with other characters is really the heart of what the character is. Like they may have their own hearts and dreams, but like their wishes, dreams, whatever they want to do with their life, but how they interact with each individual character is how that is communicated to the world. So we have our 5 other characters. So we got Ren, Oliver. Why is the cat talking to me? I don't know if you heard them meowing. There was a cat talking to me for a second. Character creation breakdown. Well, like I wanted to focus on character creation this week because we had the contest. What was his name? Oh no, I forgot the guy's name. The last I know what it starts with because it spells loud, because it was very funny. We will never live that down, but at the same time, it made so many good memes. I don't care too much about it. Okay. So past Ren is very gruff mercenary. So like kind of really the opposite of what this character is, in that she's from a noble family and very clean, you know, I don't think the word for it. Like when I think of like rough and tumble mercenary, it's like it's got that dirty personality of that, like everything has rough edges. Whereas a noble family, very prim and proper, so they probably would not get along the best. So The Last Starfighter. I remember seeing that movie when I was a kid, so if you're dating yourself, you're dating me as well. What would be the word for it? Also, another thing that's a bit of thing is this part right here is making fun of Ren for being kind of low class. That's actually not even true in the world, but that's a bit of detail that I kind of hinted at when we were doing some cutscenes, and that Ren's childhood was much more well-to-do than her current life. But let's see. Oliver was like a great knight, so probably the one that he got along with the best. Respects him as a loyal and noble knight. Wilhelmina is like probably, actually, if any character is going to be don't worry, Sir Lagna. How do you pronounce your name? Is it Sir Lagna? I was thinking, like, could the G be like one of those weird silents, or maybe it's pronounced like a Y, or Lenya, or I don't know, man. Sir Legna. Sir Leg. Do you have only one leg, or do you have many leg? So actually, though, Wilhelmina is actually the one. I say you had to get along with Ren that well, but Wilhelmina is probably even worse because Wilhelmina was a thief, street rat. So he doesn't understand how she could be one chosen by one of the artifacts. Thanks. And in response, Wilhelmina probably is probably messes with her a lot. Edmund. Probably kind of neutral. Like, okay, so Edmund is normally like Edmund is like kind of quiet, actually. But he's from, you know, he spends a lot of time separated from society. So it's like respects skills, but finds him uncivilized because he doesn't spend a lot of time. It really does not. It really does not like me typing in incomplete sentences. Hey, KV, how you doing, man? Having a good day? Is the end of the year doing well for you? Are you still in my year in 2020, or have you made it to 2021 already? I don't know where your kingdom is. Okay, see, he's so he's more very, very scholarly type character. Probably the only character who could like just hold his own in being even more condescending than she is. So clearly they do not get along. Like I think it'd be like the thing of like in California, so you have a little longer than me. I will make it before you. I will tell you if it goes well. Yeah, I'm 7:30 for me too. So I have 4.5 hours. Like I said, I've survived another year unless something very disastrous happens in the next few hours. Y'all almost missed me, by the way. I went upstairs to read a little bit before the stream, and I almost just fell asleep and forgot. But I had an alarm, so it woke me up. Y'all are catching me right after a nap. Let's see. How to put this? $10:30 on the 1st. Oh, what's it like? 2021 better? The world just, you know, stop being stupid. So what? Well, after you can all go do whatever you want to, what is the first thing you're gonna do? Answer that question while I'm thinking of what else I want to put in here. Is their personality, journey, how they relate to other characters, what kind of background they have. Oh, like the thing is like because of how they're going to be used, we're still stupid. Yeah, it's true. How she's gonna be used in the story, I don't think that the background is really that much more necessary. Let me like change how I'm viewing. Let's do draft that does what I want to do. Nope, it's not draft. Not outline. Close outline view. I remember the thing where it doesn't split pages, but I can't remember what button. Yeah, the first thing I'm gonna do when we can all do anything is Korean barbecue. Korean barbecue. Yes, you can still sort of get it, but like Korean barbecue doesn't feel like Korean barbecue if it's not cooked right. The best part of 2021 is so far is thinking it is a Saturday, then realizing it's only Friday. I've had actually like I've had that feeling all week because the Japanese staff are off for the week. So normally, like in the evenings, I have to talk to people. I have to like do meetings. Normally, I would be doing a meeting right now, which is why we're doing this on Thursday instead of Wednesday. Also, because I had to go vote yesterday. I live in Georgia, where the runoffs are, in the U.S. And so I had I'd be doing the meetings, and so this week has been so relaxing because like I haven't had to talk to anybody. I've just been doing my own thing, working on random stuff. It's been a pretty good week. But like because of how she's gonna be using the game, like I was talking about a minute ago, I think this is actually as much as you actually need. And that's one of the things you can do tons and tons of details, right? But I tend to not when I start. What I do is write a basic outline like this, how they react or how they interact with other characters. And then it's a combination of filling in when I need it. And also characters when you start writing characters interacting with each other, they will start writing themselves. The backgrounds will like you're like, oh, well, what if they have this connection in their background as in like they have some kind of relatable thing to this character and that's why they react this way. and you can start working on like background information and stuff like that. Like I said, most of how you're going to interact with this character is just seeing her in flashbacks, and seeing her in stuff she has written that you find. And mostly I just wanted to like throw something together for the OCC. I'm probably going to like do a whole lot more detailed, and I'm going to put it in the OCC thread. Obviously I can't win, because I mean that would be unfair, but I just want to join in. So I'm gonna write this up a little bit more before we do it then, but I'm gonna work on something else now. So that was like a little bit of how my brain starts writing stories. Just a second. Okay, I had to mute myself. I was being asked to hand my wife something, so this is the whole thing of do I want to save this? Yes, I do want to save this. I did not give this lady a name. That is actually a piece of information I probably should do, but you know what? I'm very bad at names. So my characters generally have placeholder names until I feel like doing it. The only reason my main characters in this game already have names is because of the WoW joke. That's it. There's no other reason. So now I'm just going to do some mapping. And I think, like I said, this is not going to be the longest stream. I'm going to get back into the swing of things. I'm going to be back next week because YouTube is finally working correctly and I'm feeling better and not feeling horrifically sick, which is basically what happened for a month. I felt incredibly sick for 2 weeks, and then YouTube decided to hate us incredibly badly for 2 weeks. So what we're doing now is the balcony, when you come out right here, they're going to be doing the exterior of this place, and it's going to be walking up into a 3rd floor tower, which was where you're going to meet like the boss of this area. So the first thing I tend to do is I'm going to grab this, and it's not going to be the same on this map, but it'll give me an idea. Oh yeah, I need to make sure this is the same width. What's the width of this map? Edit. So this one is 25 width. Make this one 25 widths. Edit. 5. All right. Like, clearly that is a completely different situation there, but it lets me I can draw over this now and get the outside shape, like what shape we should have. So we're using, this is the walls. That's the doorway. Down here, it comes down here. Because one of the things that I think a lot of people need to make sure they do is get shape correctly when doing interconnected maps. And by copy pasting the whole section, I can get what the outside shape of this building should look like. I always think of the rectangle tool when it's too late. I've already done everything I needed to use the rectangle tool for, and I'm like, oh. So another thing I can look at, so one of the things is that if you look, so there actually is a shaping on the bottom floor too. And if it stuck out, if it had stuck out enough more than the second floor, I would have considered like using the bottom floor as kind of help, but I'm not going to do that Don't need to. So what I do need is... So the problem is... I'm using outside, which is the right set for this, but also not the right... I think I need to use the interior... I think I need to use the interior A. Well, since I'm only... Let's see. I'm only using these for when I'm mapping, and then when I change, I don't have to worry about it. So I'm going to take that and switch all these for inners. So I can get the... Oh, there is no A3s. That one's none. Then inside A4 and inside A outside in. I generally scale my inside 4 times as big as my outside. That makes sense in some cases, but not in others. Now, I do agree with why you're doing it. Because you're doing it from the perspective of, like, in cities and stuff. You don't want, like, the cities to be giant, but you want to have big enough interiors to actually do stuff. The scaling does make sense. Mostly on this map in particular, the reason I'm not doing that is because, I'm still on. Is because I am doing, words. I'm good at words, guys. That's entirely my job right now, is being good at words. But because this is like one interconnecting dungeon, it's a little different. Also, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. Edit. Let's go 2 more on the width and move everything over 1. And then let's do outside. Actually, I have those really nice... I may have to drag them in. I have those really nice barriers. I'm having the problem that, like, I feel like I should do this with the outside, but the more I look at it, the more I'm like, maybe I should just do it with inside still. And then insert some outside stuff down at the bottom. Yeah, let's just edit. Go to inside. I think windows are the one thing where we really need to... outside windows, but I really want these different. Alright, so let's use... Where's that block that I've been using for the inside? What have I been using for that block? I know you're in here somewhere. Okay, so we're gonna make a balcony. And then this section over here, stairs. Going up to like a... Words again. We're gonna go up to like a 3rd floor. One of the things I have noticed doing stuff like this is it's not even that I'm disorganized, it's that my brain, when I'm doing like mapping or something like that, jumps back and forth. And again, also, rectangle box or fill box would be so much better right now. Why? Oh, I clicked it and it didn't work. No! I forget to change tools so often. I saw a game that put an entire town in a bush on Hawk Zombie's stream. Yeah, that's a little bit ridiculous scaling. I do not think that is how that works. Alright. Need to like check because I think I need to go with like 1 and then use like the or if I can maybe. It looks flat. That's the problem I have with it. It doesn't look like it goes under there and then connects. It looks too flat. We'll grab these. And I need to use like a kind of cornerstone maybe. Use it's up here. This for right now. I think it needs a better cornerstone than that, but maybe it makes sense if you're trying to simulate the world travel effect. Roll a die and let that decide the scale of all your maps. That would be weird. I think actually I need to just go up with it like that. But that, man, something I need to do right here. I just need to figure out what it is. Like what it may be, as I just need to break down and also this is what goes. Yeah, it may just be needing to wait. Actually, if I'm curious now because of lapping. If I put that and then that, put that and then put this on top of it, and erase that thing. Yeah, they actually do meet. Nice. I just need to erase the shadow. Or change the order in which the layering happens. Let's change the order. Yeah, there we go. I forgot that you could do that. I am dumb. I was having a moment, everyone. I could do some shaping on the front of this thing so it's not so square. I think I'm going to because so let's mimic this shape. And we do the same thing on the other side, so we apologies. A little more cough. Eventually I will get completely well. And it will be a wonderful day. Here. Even though square shapes make sense for man-made stuff, it still has the issue of just like kind of being really boring. It's best to try to not be boring. Oh, how? Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. I need to layer in the right order though. Here. Oh, that works. Because there's two like things to think about when you're doing these kind of things is one, does it look good? Two, does it make sense? Um a lot of times something can look good and make zero sense. Sometimes things can make 100% sense. Like, for instance, the idea that it's square on the front makes total sense. I just didn't think it looked very good. It wasn't very visually interesting. Which is another thing that, you know, when you start looking at okay, that's got for articles first. And is it functional? Yeah, that's true too. One of the things it gets talked about a lot, and actually doesn't get talked about a lot, and this is unfortunate because it's really important, is making sure that your what you're creating makes sense from a perspective of, or like, is functional as a game, uh, from a gameplay perspective. Like, does it drive your characters into the right direction? Like, let's go back to some of these other maps, right? Like, okay, so the way this does is where you go here and it will tell you need to look at some other stuff. But it's like, it does. It easily drives you to go to the 4 branches off. There might be something I add here. And then head up. Then you get to the 2nd floor, and it again kind of drives you to these outside doors. A lot of stuff is about flow for characters. I think actually the better one to show like flow of, oh wow, that's what did I do there? I must have changed the tile set on the, oh that oh no. Hold on. I know what happened here. Where outside I had changed these. Let me change all these back. So I don't have some frightening thing on with that. That's actually the map that really shows what I was talking about flow. Or no, it wasn't, but I'm looking for the one that I think. Alright, so that's correct. And this is the one I was talking about, where I was talking about like how it flows. So like you're here, and this will be blocked off when you get there, but you can tell immediately. Go here. Unlocks. Going to here. Very easily flows. You have like the treasure chest up here to grab, but it easily flows up to here where you can go in here and unlock this bridge. This is going to be blocked off, and then you can easily go here and head up here. Like, the idea is to flow from one place to another and have it easily readable for a user. And I think a lot of people don't put enough thought in. This map's going to need to be taller than this. Edit. Let's go 30, and then if we need to, let's just grab all of this and go. Oh. Why? Okay. And then we can erase this up here. You know what? The rectangle. So now this can go a little further back. I might do some edit on this later. I would like the inside of this not to be flat. This is like crenellations, that kind of thing. So let's put like a tower up at the top here. Right. This is another thing where like, let's round. As you go. I do wonder sometimes if people like really like just it feels like people try to do everything at once rather than edit. While the auto tiling is going wild on this. There we go. Like I could probably put some different types of tile down as well. I'm gonna block in general ideas first and then work on more detail later. All right, let's get some railings in. Vertical first. That's what I've kind of learned. That does not seem to be the case here specifically. So with going this way, I need... Also, I need to remember that. That. There. I think this time I actually should have done vertical first with this section right here. I think this one I need. Okay. Ooh, that's gonna be interesting. I don't think I can have that many things meeting in one place. Let's go like this. I probably could if I went and adjusted more layers. This works fine. I probably could do this all with much faster using what you call it. Man, where are my words today? Which one of you was it who stole my words? Yeah, I could use layers 2, 3, 4. I don't know why I'm auto layering the whole thing. I might go fix that a little later. And it would look better if I did that because I feel like it needs. All right. All right. Back to using manual layers. So bottom layer needs to be vertical. On the wrong layer. Need to be on that layer. Vertical. Then. Nope, that was not right. Go auto. Start all the way over. Wow, my brain. Layer 2. So the bottom layer needs to be this one. Or maybe... Then on top of that, where it runs in... I think I made a mistake because I think... Okay. We're gonna start all the way over. We're gonna get this, guys. So it's got 3 layers, one coming down. That's the one that needs to go in first. Also, I think I'm wrong. Oh no. It didn't have to be that complicated, guys. It didn't. I was just wrong. Don't laugh at me. I apparently didn't read that. Okay, so this is an unholy amalgamation of like tiles that I'm pretty sure I did not string together correctly, but it's working. And then I just need that. That was all it was. I didn't even need to do the crazy thing. I don't know why I thought I needed to do the crazy thing I was doing. Because really, it's like this. Okay, so we'll go back to front. This goes like that. It works though. And then or that one. Yeah, that was it. I didn't even need to do the stuff I was trying to do. Layering is hard, guys. I use those railings for a lot of stuff. I love the way the railings look more than other kinds of edging for a lot of stuff, like any type of and my brain worky so well, but any type of railing for like what is the thing on the outside of the house? It's not a porch, it's a, oh my god, there's a word. I'm just sitting here with my hands on my temples trying to think of the word I'm looking for. What's it called? It's like on the second story of a house, and you go outside on it, and it's gonna come to me in like a few minutes. It'll come to me, and I'm gonna feel really dumb. A balcony, balcony. Thank you. Oh god. I mean, I do feel still stupid. Also, I need to fix the way these mate together. Like what it is that it needs to be like that. And that makes it look better. And also, like, you can just generally remember that you can layer. Sometimes, like, you forget you can layer in this, and it doesn't. Do you know, like, I have... Actually, in general, English was not one of my better subjects in school. Like, I did well at most subjects. English was not, like, the highest. Though, I write. Like, writing is, like, one of the things I enjoy in life. And speaking of using them as links, I didn't quite use that right. Oop. I didn't think about using it. Here's the funny thing. You talked about like only using them for railings on stairs, and I have never considered using them like that. It's just that humor of the fact of like you only think to use them one way. I only think of using them another way, and like it's one of the really cool things about like playing a lot of games where people are using the same resources is that sometimes I'll see how someone uses a resource and I'm just dumbstruck that I hadn't thought of doing it. Okay, so I know where the doors are. Let's get that right. And then let's grab door, half height. I mean, I really loved how I used them in here. Like I love the inside of this and like this area. I thought they looked so good. All right. Okay, let's give this a roof. We want to kind of round it the same way, so like this. Yeah, one more. And then we'll give door going inside. All right, so that's like our base shape for this. I'm probably gonna steal from some of the other maps, like because this we know from this map right here that this balcony has to be extending past the first floor. So I don't want to go out too far, but I want to use the like the pieces for the bridge. You have like the little area. Let's see. I do have a map that uses. I don't know what's going on with this right. Oh, probably I used a different. I know what I need to do. I need to fix so much with this map because I changed a lot of stuff. But where are those tiles that I'm thinking of? I think they might. Yeah, these kind of things. I'm gonna see if I can edit some of them to with like some linked areas to make like support. Which reminds me, here, let's open up some Nextpad. Always a useful tool. Tiles needed. Supports for balcony. Now I know I need that when I come back to it. Okay. But let's look at what we can do to what we have right now. Probably gonna like use a night sky. I have one, right? Let's see, edit. Nope. And parallax background. Show an editor. I'm like, and I'm gonna put ground underneath it, so like when you're up here, you're looking out on the night. I might like maybe try to put a moon up there or something. I am going to very quickly fix that. It's driving me. So it should be outside A3. What it is I need to switch this for at A5, and this is on the wrong. Outside A. Okay. It's still messed up. What did I do different? It's something to do with the pathing. I have to figure out which. Oh Lord, what did I do? I edited the wrong map. That's what I did. I'm dumb. I am, but I'm not. Inside. There's nothing. None. You ever have those days where it feels like you're not getting anything right? This is the one I need to. It's this right here. Okay, now this is correct, and this is correct. Oh, thank you. Okay. So let's put some kind of tile to represent that I'm going to put some grassy tiles down. Let's just use this. We're gonna like a cliff side section. These are just temporary until I later put this in. This actually will probably have bits of the where you can see the bottom of the actual place. Let's see. For the one where I did this map, I did this one live on another stream. I can't remember which one it was. Was it early one? Maybe episode 3 I made this one. So like after I'm done today, you can go back and find that one. My main I am just going to like fly to this one a little bit and talk about it if you want me to, because like I said, I just trying to get back in the groove today. I'm not really too concerned about like getting stuff done, just trying to get back to streaming because it's been a month. But one of the things is random but not too random, and also variation. You want as many different types of stuff as you can find, but also you want to kind of not just have variation, but you want to make sure that two things, I don't know, it's busy but not busy. There's so many things with natural maps that are really difficult. Natural maps, a lot of times you can think more about, oh, well, what would someone really do when they're doing this? If they were building this, what would they do? Whereas with natural maps, you start having to think of, okay, so something's walking this way a lot, so it'll path. And if there's path, that means, you know, growth around it and stuff like that. But natural maps are more hard. Where's the one? This is another one. You know, another thing I want to do? Avery recently did a tutorial on how to, on your own, use like Photoshop or something like that to make rounded walls. I thought about taking that tutorial and trying to do it live one time, because I would love to have like rounded cave walls in here. Like, how much better would this look if these walls were shaped like this is done by Panda Marie. Very good artist who I respect quite a lot. Same with Avery, also a very good artist that I respect a lot. Unlike me, who is someone I don't respect at all. But I was like, you know, I might try to do it live and see how well I can do. And if I can do it, I know any of you can do it. Because if there's anything with editing, with graphic editing that I can do, anyone can do it. I am an idiot when it comes to graphics. I have a good eye for color, like color matching. But anything outside of doing color matching is just so difficult. But let's go back to this one. Let's look at some stuff we can do. So we can use like maybe these. See if we can use these to like, whoop, I'm on fill. Maybe dress this up a little bit. I think if I did that, they would need to be okay, so if I do that, everything needs to be one higher, because it needs like more room to breathe. But I like it, so I'm gonna do that. Take all of this and go one higher with it. And then we'll grab the other one. Those dragons do not like each other. They will not look at each other. That one took that one's Kit Kat bar. And they just They don't get along anymore. Oh, I thought of Kit Kat bars. I don't even eat Kit Kats. They're fine. You have a favorite candy bar? Anyone have a favorite candy bar in the chat? Mine is a Reese's Fast Break. Fast Breaks are. And the problem that I'm looking at inside stuff. Just some windows would be good. But I think I have the wrong sets of B and C. Maybe I should switch out my B and C. I don't have anything else using this outside map. Yes, I do. I have something else using this outside map that I haven't changed. Let's instead, we're going to copy, paste. We're going to edit. We're going to switch this to. All right, outside is what I'm using inside. I'm going to switch it to this. I'm going to go database, copy. There we go. That's not what I wanted to press. So I'm going to do. The fast break is so good. I love nougat. Nougat is delicious. But two, okay, I can't do the outside. I can change these. I want to change these to the outside. I haven't used them yet. I think I need some of the outside pieces. Really dry. Okay. But I like nougat, and I like Reese's peanut butter cups anyway. And fast breaks are just Reese's peanut butter cups in candy bar form with nougat in them, and it's so good. All right, now we have some of these outdoor windows, which was kind of what I'm looking for. We have these stained glass. I'm not sure the stained glass is right though. I kind of like the shape, but I don't like. Let us go back to our text file. Better outdoor windows. I may have them in Vitrinity. The tile swapping command. There's really some cool stuff you can do with it, but it's setting it up is hard, and that's not like. But what probably the easiest thing to do with it is using it for like you use different tile sets that are basically the same but different seasons, like snow, and then maybe like a fall version of it, and you can just use the tile swapping command, tile set swap. But so I'm gonna use like a different windows when we do it, but I'm gonna like put some windows in so that I like can get an idea of where I want to put them. With like the two high windows, I feel like to do another row, I would need one height on this. So let's give this one more height. Like a lot of times, determining heights of things is just about figuring out and see, I kind of feel like that whole window needs to be raised, like to half a time. Let's also say we need windows that higher, 2 tile. Yeah, this just reminds me of I was going to make a game for the one game map game challenge in which I used the same map and then just switched the tile sets, and I would make the entire map just one, like basically every single tile was a separate tile in the tile set, so that when you use tile set swaps, it literally became a different map. And that's just silly. And it's just a very funny way to get around it and like just jokingly be like, oh yeah, it's only one map, guys. It's only one map, but it really isn't. Let's see, we can use some of these. I do like Oh, I got fireworks going off here. It's not midnight, guys. It's only 8:20. Why are there fireworks going off? Those two don't look right. This is funny because this map, quite possibly so far, like from the beginning, looks the worst of all the maps I've made. In the sense that, I don't know. I don't think I had as clear of a view. Also, I just want to that. I don't like them as much that much either, but they at least look better for the moment while I'm thinking of what. Went off for 3 weeks every night until the 4th of July. Yeah, I know. I'm just like, I got work to do. I don't know if y'all can even hear them on the microphone, but just like, come on now. Why you gotta drive my dogs crazy? Because that's all you're doing. You're just upsetting my dog. Something awful. Like, I'm all for celebrating the end of this year. All for it. Snow? Did you have snow on Christmas? I have wanted snow on Christmas my whole life. And I happen to live in Georgia. So, as you can imagine, I did not get it. But I wanted to have snow on Christmas. I want a white Christmas at some point. I'm not even like really giant on Christmas myself. I like Christmas fine. It wasn't even like my favorite holiday, but there's something like just this idea of having snow on Christmas. I've wanted it my whole life. Maybe one Christmas I need to just take a trip somewhere else with my family if I have money. That's upsetting, man. It just, if it snowed like right after, I believe there was one time it snowed on Christmas when I was a kid, like when I was like 5 or 6. I do love snow, by the way. I don't like I don't care that much for Christmas. It's a fine holiday. That is not really not the most exciting holiday for me, but I absolutely love. I love snow. And this reminds me, I visited my brother up in Cincinnati, and it snowed before I got there, and then snowed the week after I got there. And I didn't see any snow myself. Anyway, let's see. What else can I add to this to dress it up? Or what else could I use? Like, it doesn't have to be something on the tile set. It can be something I can go look for after the stream. I look a lot at our various streams, because right now, this is ugly. It's ugly. Like, the shaping is fine. The base shapes are fine. But everything about this outside does not look good. There is some stuff I know, like, I could go into here and get some, like, fire, and it would make it look better, but man. And I know that I need to do this, but I need to make a tile set that works with the sound outside. I need. Maybe some statues, but statues don't go well with. I could do some statues, actually. Where are my statues? Statues would go like here. Oh, not both statues, just one of them. Yeah, but see, I don't go outside. And it's like looking outside at the snow. It doesn't mind. I don't mind that there's a lot of snow. I'm a homebody. The only time I want to go out is to go out to eat. I haven't been able to do that much lately, which has been upsetting and disappointing. I've eaten a lot of takeout. Actually, you know, instead of having these roofs, it would actually look better. Let's do some. Oh, get rid of you guys. This is not really a. This isn't like a castle. This is actually like a. I'm trying to think of the word. It's actually more like a manor. I can get away with doing this, and I think this will look. And I won't have to edit these crenellations that I. There you go. I remembered the rectangle exists. Glorious rectangle. I am on the rectangle. Maybe I should go red because I have the red things. Yep. Red. Like normally I would go blue because I think blue is a more royal looking color, closer to purple. Also, am now aware that this is layering, which is fun. Pretty sure I have the. I'll fix it really quickly. This. Click and save. Also, I think I need to now like do the top of this thing. And I like the way these look better. They're just better looking. And do we have the outside corners for? Uh-oh. Wrong one. I think you can go like this and maybe we'll see. That looks. Wait, is that what this is? Yeah, that's what this is. Yeah. Guys, I'm so smart. I know what I'm doing. This map is still pretty ugly. That inside gray I'm not a fan of. Actually, can you? I kind of want to edit. Let's see. I'm gonna write this down. Because it'd be nice if you could do like. Go up with it and not have the. Alright, pointy roofs. Edit roof for pointy. If I do keep any of that gray on the top, edit rooftop gray, because it is a much warmer color than the gray here. This has like a brownish reddish color to it, and it doesn't really go well with this. It needs a little bit more blue. For that matter, I could probably get more cohesive with railing too to match the stone better. Like that's what I did with so this little roof area, this little ceiling topper here was originally from see if I can find the tile for it. Originally from a different tile, and it's not that color. It's like it was more of a bright gray. I can't figure out where it was from, but I edited it. So I could probably edit these two to be a little less bright and a little matching into this. But you know what? Like I said, this is remarkably uglier than the other maps right now, and that's because I need a lot of different tiles. And sometimes until you start mapping a tile, you don't know. Okay, so tile set, Franken. So I need to get some ground and outside cliff tiles in there to do the area around the outside. And I think that's it. I just need to do the outside. I don't know what, or like, let's see. What was the other one? It was the support pillar. That's in the wrong one. But now I know what I need in the future. And I think I'm gonna like wrap up for today, because I don't think there's a lot I can do without like just doing all this stuff over here on my list of tiles to find and throw together. But like, it's a process, right? Let's see. No, that's from a game I'm running. Tabletop game I'm running. Let's see. Stuff to do. I have a bad habit of naming text files that, though. So, until I do all that, but like I said, it's a process. Your maps will start ugly. Every map starts ugly and then works towards something pretty. These maps were not very good looking when I first finished them, even on stream, even though they were better looking than what that map was when I finished on stream. But I didn't have these chairs weren't in here. These were all like misaligned with the ceilings. They didn't have these nice benches or these benches. They were just like chairs. A lot of there's so much stuff that got fixed between the two. Your stuff is going to start ugly, and then your job is to make it prettier, to fill out stuff, to like find the things you need. But sometimes you have to start a map to go, what do I now need? And yeah, just starting with a block of what size you want it to be. And sometimes you even like, I've actually done before where I just took two types of tiles. So actually, this is an example. These areas, these are not finished maps. And all of these are actually going to be different shapes when I get done. Little puzzle rooms. But I just made one and then made the puzzle area, and I'm going to like remap all the outside here. Be different on each one and do a little more decoration. Because at first, all I wanted to do was get the gameplay of it down. So all I did was throw down the gameplay necessary stuff, which is area and boundary. That's it. Area and boundary is all your player actually interacts with on a mechanical level. Like, yeah, you know, like events when you start poking at things. Making something obvious to poke at, like a treasure chest or something like that. But really, all of the visuals are mapped are for two things, or just like to draw people's eyes to certain things and to make it look pleasing to look at. All the rest of mapping is all purely functional. It's just, is it a barrier? Is it not a barrier? So yeah, like starting off like you were talking about. You start off, you just block out the areas, like block out rooms, block out hallways, whatever you want to do, and then just fill in. It's going to be ugly. Your maps may even look way better than this one, I hope. I am really kind of still like, knowing that maps will start off ugly and then slowly take form, this is still upsetting me to look at. But yeah, I mean, it's the thing to remember. You're going to start off with kind of ugly maps. You make a list of what you need to do to fix it, what tiles you need, stuff like that. Start hunting for them on the forums or making them yourself. And slowly your map will come together. And you go through this process with every single map. Eventually you'll start developing like a selection of tiles that you've already made for other maps that you'll be like, oh, are found. And you're like, oh, these will go here, this will go here. And you go from here to like these maps or this map, which I really like this map. I like this convenience store map. All these things are things where I started with an ugly map and continued to focus on what I needed to do to make it better, find the things I need. But so I'm gonna switch to my bumper screen. I hope that everyone enjoyed hanging out with me. I'm glad that you decided to spend some of your New Year's Eve or New Year's Day with me, even though it's a wonderful holiday where we would all like to be out with our friends, even though we cannot right now. Which hopefully 2021 will be better soon. Then hopefully you guys still come and hang out with me on Wednesdays, even though y'all can go out and do more exciting things than listening to me talk. But everyone have a great New Year's. Hope you get a lot done on your games this year. And yeah, let's just have a good year. A lot of project progress. And stay safe, everyone. Have fun. Enjoy whatever fireworks or people scaring your dogs at 3 a.m.